I mean, I felt like I did everything at 45. I felt like I did what I did. I got to fight. I had the opportunity to fight the Poirier at that weight class. You know, he was the hot thing there, and we're going out there and going from 55 coming back down to 45. I just figured, man, 55 is much funner. I get to eat a lot. I get to eat a bunch more, and I just get to do my thing at 55. So at the end of the day, it was a no-brainer to just stay there. We had unfinished business, like I said, at 45, so that's why we went back down. But we're here now, and I can't wait. And there's some fun matchups for us here at 55. So it's even more better for me. I mean, the last 55 fights, I was like, hey, I had business that I wanted to take care of going back down a weight class. So we went hard and we did it the right way, but still yet we knew like, hey man, if the weight gotta come off, the weight gotta come off. So then a day without having that, I mean, I don't know what the UFC or I mean you guys are the ones that vote on the rankings, right? I don't know what you guys are thinking and keeping me the number one contender there, because that's kind of ridiculous. I'm not going back to 45. I'm over it. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. I mean, the rankings period, bro. I don't get it. The rankings is just, it's just all over the place, man. You know how, I mean, we go back to the Gaethje fight. Gaethje was the number one contender when I fought him at 55, and he was ranked what, 5 or 4 at the time. I
Hmm.
beat him. You know what I mean? And the way I beat him, I thought was cool. I felt like I felt like things was going my way early in the fight. During the whole fight, I felt like I had control of the fight, and then to finish the fight with that point down in that moment, I thought definitely when the rankings come out, I wouldn't come out at number 9. That's just ridiculous. And the guy was stood at 5 or something, or 4. So at the end of the day, the rankings is they're all over the place, So like when I see, and even with Ilia, Ilia coming up, as soon as he announced he was coming up, they took him directly out of the damn 45 one, and they left me at number one contender. So that was more like, I was like, what the hell is going on? So at the end of the day, I don't care. The ranking is cool, the ranking is fun, but how much times we see where guys who rank at a certain position saying that not getting a title shot. I mean, it took me 12 fights to get a damn and an interim title to get a title fight at 45. So the rank, like I said, man, the rankings is whatever. I mean, I'm glad I'm at 55 now. you know we can stir up the rankings right now. The rank, it's a lot of people keep saying there's a way to the title. I have a history with the champion. I have a history with the man who just fought the champion. So then they, first things first is Dustin Poirier, of course. But
Yeah.
rankings doesn't really mean nothing. It's showing, anybody can step up in anytime. UFC come knocking at your door, you just gotta be ready. I'm fucking on 3 in 1 trilogy. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be on 3 in 2 trilogies. So that's the main thing going through my mind, right now. So and then they, it's BMF. The BMF title is cool and everything, and making history is great. But the main thing, the main history I ain't trying to make is trying to be a man who fought 2 different trilogies and went 0 3. So at the end of the day, I'm focused on going out there, getting my hand raised. Shout out to DP. He a diamond. He's a beast, bro. He's an animal. He's a legend. And I know it's his last dance, but I gotta play the spoiler here. I need I need this one. No matter who you are, if somebody fought even if you're loved by many, you come fight me in Hawaii, you're probably gonna be the bad guy, even if you're a great dude. So at the end of the day, if I gotta be the bad guy, I mean, I want to be the bad guy because it is his last dance, and I want to get my hand raised. But and so be it. A business is a business. At the end of the day, I'll be a bad guy for maybe the week, 25 minutes, and after that's all said and done, I'm not one of these guys that I hold grudges or whatever. Whenever we get in the octagon, we solve it, and Dustin don't cross the line with a lot of talking, and a lot of his fans don't cross that line either. So at the end of the day, it's super easy being a bad guy against someone like Dustin. You know what I mean? Because after it's all said and done, it's a fight. They understand that, and then it's just on to the next. At the end of the day, I have an opportunity in front of me. I got Dustin. Dustin is first. Like I said, I have history with a bunch of the top guys, and And I'm sure there's a lot of the top guys that want to fight me too here. Now I'm in the lightweight divisions.
What did you think of Ilia's victory over Charles Oliveira? I know you said it was kind of 50-50. You wouldn't have been surprised if either guy won by stoppage like
Hmm.
early on, but you know, obviously Ilia did what he did. What did you think of how it actually went in
I
reality?
man, that's just vintage Ilia, right? Like I think you go in there and you walk forward towards a guy like Ilia, that's what's gonna happen, you know. And then I think that was vintage Oliveira too, going in there walking straight towards a man. You know what I mean? And he was taking the shots early, but you know you only can take a certain amount of that shots. You know, like I said. And you know, at the end of the day, I thought it was a great performance. You know, from Ilia. You know, I thought when when Oliveira grabbed him, and you know Oliveira kind of had him dry and he got out of leg lock. I was like, oh man, you know, let's go back to grabbing him again. But Oliveira had something else in mind, and you know, took that one step forward, and Ilya makes you pay. You know, so at the end of the day, I thought he looked great, man. He looked smart. Ilya fight his fight. You know, Ilya was poking at him, saying, "Yeah, keep walking forward, keep walking," almost daring him. You know, and Oliveira took the bait, and you know, he was on a shitty end of a punch.
A lot of people, you know, look at that fight, all the fights he's had, and think, you know, you've done the best, and you had some great moments in those
Mm-hmm.
first two. When you think about how a fight could look between you two at 55, what do you think would be different?
We just have to find out, right? We're gonna the people keep saying what I said that fight. We're gonna find out Saturday night. So a 55 fight, we just gonna have to find out, you know. So first things first. You know, I mean I was over the moon, you know. A lot of people thought so. I'd be like, oh my god, what the hell? Why is he coming to 55? I was over the moon when he announced he's coming to 55. And then when I found out he got the title shot, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, even the title shot with both of them when they announced Oliveira and
Win-win.
Topuria with the title shot, brother. I think I was the happiest man alive. I have history with two guys. They're figuring out my fight. You know what I mean? We have this BMF title, so I know old boy likes walking around with a BMF title, but you know, if he wants a authentic one, you know where to find me. You know, first things first is Dustin Poirier, like I said, but there's a lot of history. You know, and there's a lot of history with two of those guys. I mean, a rematch with, you know, I saw Oliveira talking about his injury in our fight. You know what I mean? And you know, all love to Oliveira, but last time I checked, there was a there was something that came out about the injury in the fight, and it was nothing. So somebody wrote about it, and there was no injury. So I don't know what injury he's talking about in our fight. So at the end of the day, I mean, Oliveira, Topuria, whatever it is, we have history. It's fun. I just gotta do my job July 19 and let the UFC pan out.
I guess, you know, a lot of people in the running, Arman Sarukian wants it real bad, Justin Gaethje wants it real bad, but you think you doing what you do best, the track record you have, maybe, you know, you jump the queue and you're the guy.
Yeah, you're only as good as your last fight, man. And you know, UFC is about moments, man. You go out there, you know, and make a moment, just like with the 300. You know what I mean? We had the chances of making moments, and you know, if I can go out there and get a moment, get everybody excited about it, who's to say that not fighting for a title come at the end of the year or early next year, you know?